Taiwan has been marking its National Day with a lavish military parade in the capital, Taipei. Tensions with China are running high as Beijing sees Taiwan as part of its own territory. The Taiwanese military has been making contingency plans to resist a possible future Chinese invasion.
It's National Day in Taiwan. And that means showcasing its unique culture, and the military might to protect it, in the face of mounting pressure from neighbouring China, which claims this self-ruled island is part of its sovereign territory. President Lai Ching-te announced plans for a new multi-layered air defence network, dubbed the T-Dome, to keep Taiwan safe from missiles, rockets, drones and planes, and committed to spend more and more on defence.
We are determined to maintain peace through strength. We firmly believe that strength is not obtained through military might alone, but we must also rely on resilience throughout society.
Taiwan's armed forces remain on alert for new Chinese drills around the island. Displays of sovereignty like this often prompt intimidating moves from Beijing, which detests President Lai, labelling him a dangerous separatist. Across the strait, just 10 days ago, China's Xi Jinping used his own National Day address to once again denounce Taiwan independence and warn against what he calls external interference. Taiwan's leaders know they're significantly outgunned and outnumbered by China and depend on support from the United States to keep Beijing's forces at bay. But as President Donald Trump prepares to meet Xi in the coming weeks to discuss trade, some in Taiwan worry the island could become part of a deal. Lai seemed to try to prevent that recently by saying Trump could earn a Nobel Peace Prize if he persuaded Xi Jinping to renounce the use of force against democratic Taiwan. I'm here in the centre of Taipei. This is a day of celebration, a family day. But at the same time, military jets have been roaring overhead, military soldiers have been parading the streets, and crowds have been gathering to hear President Lai Ching-te speak about Taiwan and its place in the world. For many people here, it's about showing the way of life in Taiwan, open, free and democratic, and demonstrating that this is not something Beijing can defy.
I'm joined now by our Taipei correspondent, Rick Lowert. So, Rick, what has Taiwan President Lai Ching-te just announced?
Well, he's been spelling out this new all-domain air defense system called the T-Dome, which he says can protect Taiwan from planes, from missiles, from rockets and drones. It's the first time he's mentioned this, he's calling it the T-Dome. And he's saying it's going to be a safety net for Taiwan. He said that it will smartly integrate existing weapon systems, domestically produced weapon systems, and also weapon systems that are bought from elsewhere. And that this could keep Taiwan running in the event of an attack. Elsewhere, he's also been saying that it's going to continue to boost defense spending as well as society resilience to protect Taiwan's peace through strength.
So if you could tell us, why exactly does China take objection to events like this? How might Beijing react to the announcement?
Well, China claims Taiwan as part of its territory. So a day like this, where Taiwan is celebrating its sovereignty, the national flag is flying, the president has been addressing the nation, that irks Beijing. And China particularly detests President Lai Ching-te. They label him a dangerous separatist for his comments that it is the people of Taiwan that will decide Taiwan's future, not China. In the past, Beijing has reacted to speeches by Lai by doing combat drills around Taiwan. But given that we know that Chinese President Xi Jinping is set to meet US President Donald Trump within the next few weeks, most people here don't expect a big reaction from China. They assume that Xi Jinping won't want to escalate tensions and rock the boat ahead of his important meeting.
So what exactly is the reality of China's claim over Taiwan? What sort of pressure are the people there under?
Well, Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense actually released an annual report yesterday which spelled out the threat from China, and they put a particular highlight on the psychological impact of China's actions against Taiwan. They spelled out the hybrid warfare that China is using. So that's the daily combat patrols, almost daily combat patrols that China's military operates near to Taiwan. That's cyber attacks, that's disinformation. All of this is, putting pressure on Taiwan and its people, eroding trust in the government through that disinformation and eroding trust in society. And Taiwan's people, the people that have come out here today to celebrate their National Day, as we saw in Lai Ching-te's speech, they're being increasingly called upon to do their part in standing up to China, to equip themselves with knowing what disinformation looks like, knowing what espionage looks like, and knowing what to do in the event of an attack.
All right, that was our Taipei correspondent, Rick Glauert. Many thanks.